The coordinates of the vertices of the quadrilateral HYPE are here. Prove hype is a rectangle. So the first thing I'm going to do is graph HYPE on the coordinate plane and make sure, yep, that looks like a rectangle. So now I need to think about what actually makes a rectangle a rectangle. A rectangle has 90-degree angles, and then opposite sides are parallel and congruent. So I'm going to have to prove that each of these things are true here. So I can start with these 90-degree angle pieces. I know that if something is 90 degrees, that means their slopes are perpendicular. So their slopes are going to meet at this 90-degree angle there, and they will be perpendicular. So here I can see that these two look like they're perpendicular, so now I'm going to prove it. And I'm going to prove it by finding what those slopes are. So to find a slope, I erase that. To find a slope, I can count the rise over the run, or the change in y over the change in x. So in this example, it goes up 3 and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So the slope of EP is equal to 3 over 5. So now its perpendicular line is EH, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find the rise over the run for this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I went up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to the left 6. So if I simplify 10 over 6, I can divide both of these by 2, and I'll get 5 over negative 3. These are perpendicular slopes because perpendicular slopes are called inverses. So if I have 3 over 5, its perpendicular slope is going to be 5 over 3, and then I change the sign. This original one was positive, and this one is negative. So because those are inverses, yep, they are perpendicular. I can continue to do that with all of the sides, like EP and PY, EH and HY, and I will see that they all have inverse slopes. So I have proved that that part is correct, and so now I want to show that the opposite sides are parallel, which would be true. EP and HY both have a slope of 3 over 5. EH and PY both have a slope of negative 5 over 3, so the opposite sides are parallel. And then I want to show that they are congruent. So to show that they are congruent, I am going to use the Pythagorean theorem to show that they have the same length. I have found the side lengths for EP, HY, EH, and PY, and I have shown that the opposite sides are congruent here, and that these opposite sides are also congruent. So I can say in my final statement here that HYPE is a rectangle because, and I could also just make a list here. The slopes are perpendicular. Perpendicular, we have 3 over 5 and negative 5 over 3. We could say that opposite sides are congruent. HE equals, let's see, 11.66, and YP equals 11.66. I could then include that EP equals 6 and hy equals 6. And then we could say that the op sides are parallel because they have the same slope.